Hey guys, it's Rob. 469 days until I turn 30, and a new horizon stretches out before me here. Let's go into the check-in, and then I'll kind of tell you what I'm dealing with at the moment. Um, Back down 1.4 pounds from being up 1.3 or so last check-in, so that's kind of nice. Still back on downward momentum in the multi-week perspective. Um, Hoped to be a little lower, but perhaps I wasn't as disciplined as I thought I was. And then on the writing front, so you'll notice that there's a series of checkboxes here now. I've divided the edits that I need to make into two fronts. The general front, which is stuff that is go throughout the entire document and change these things from moment to moment. So let's say one of the beta complaints was such and such character needs to have a more consistent personality throughout, that they seem to have whatever emotion they need to have at the time to make the story dramatic, but then it feels like it's not earned or something like that. So things like that, or like word choice things, showing not telling, which is a mantra you'll hear over and over again in creative writing. And so on and so forth. Those are general edits, things that stretch throughout the entire work that need to be tinkered with. The other set of boxes is specific edits. Specific edits are things that either take place entirely around a particular scene or involve writing an entire new chapter or a new portion of a chapter, where basically all of the tinkering that needs to be done regarding that thing is very localized, and often ends up changing the very specific things about the story, as opposed to just making existing story better. The thing that makes the specifics such a struggle I'm figuring out is kind of the butterfly effect of editing a manuscript. I'm discovering very quickly that it's not so simple. The specifics are not so simply encapsulated as I thought they would be when I laid out this framework to help me get perspective on how much of my editing I was doing and how much I would have left to do at any given time. Because the moment you change something so dramatic as the things these specifics represent, you have the butterfly effect, which is the idea of the butterfly effect, being that a butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the planet can cause a hurricane on the other side of the planet. In your manuscript, if you change the thrust of an entire event, you need to go to all sorts of places in your manuscript and eliminate references to that event or create new references to the new event. So it's the butterfly effect, as though the butterflies have been tossed into a blender and are fighting to the death for the right to get out of the spinning blender. It's utter chaos. It's another terrifying and unique adventure in writing that I am experiencing for the first time. I guess my point above and beyond anything else is, if you write something with the intent to publish someday and you go through this process, be prepared. If you have beta readers, that when their stuff comes back, it may end up resulting in feedback that puts you on the path to changing big swaths of what you made in order to make momentum better, in order to make a character more convincing, in order to explain facts that you previously glossed over, so on and so forth. But as you saw, it amounts to, what was that, 17 checkboxes, I think, across both categories. Obviously, each of those doesn't represent necessarily 1/17 of the work. They all represent different tasks. So whether or not I'm finishing 1 per update or 3 per update will depend on which ones I can kind of hone in on, and how big they end up actually being as things go on. But yeah, that's writing. I had another wild writery moment last night at about 3 in the morning when my brain decided it would not stop thinking about a particular topic regarding video gaming, which as you know from seeing these that I'm a fan of, um, and the idea of what we're spending, how we're spending our money as consumers purchasing video games these days, how it's not as simple as purchasing a product. And it got to the point where my brain was trucking along at such a rate that I knew I would never fall asleep unless I actually sat up and wrote down what I was thinking. So on went the lamp, and out came the notebook, and sure enough, I had to spend about 30 to 40 minutes kind of putting my ideas in order. But the good news is it is not all fruitless late night torment. Some of the late night torment is productive, like in this case, where I think what I'm going to do is take all those ideas and turn it into kind of a multi-part article series, which I'll then submit piece by piece to GamesBeat, which absorbed Bitmob, which is where I used to write periodically. And hopefully, altogether, it looks like something that hopefully it will look like something that they will want to front page, which would be nice because it would give me multiple different articles of attention for a long period of time. I'm not going to submit a single word of it until I have all the articles done, so that I can propose a schedule when I write it, and then stick to that schedule by just posting finished articles on those days. But with the notes I took, it looks like about 9 distinct articles, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 words each, I suppose. And yeah, the video games market and how we as consumers are being monetized is not black and white. It's not simple, and it's interesting. All the economics are interesting, is the bottom line. So I don't want to say look forward to that this early. I would rather not do any more getting it on the radar above and beyond what I've just said. But it's on my mind, and hopefully I'll have good things to say. I don't think I want to really look hard at getting that written until after I finish the edits that I'm working on and turn it over to the second wave of beta readers who are who may have forgotten that they said that they would be willing to do it. And if they can't, obviously I'll look for other people who are willing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's enough out of me for today. It is Monday, so have a good week coming into the end of February here. And yeah, I will look forward to checking off boxes and coming back to you with good news. So take care, and I'll see you Thursday.